Hey folks, thanks for joining me down here at the lean-to. The cricket behind here is raging. We got some rain, I don't know, over the weekend, and we got 4 inches of rain in one day, and it's just been, well, it's been raging ever since. That and this whole area where my lean-to is actually flooded. There's about 4 inches of water through this whole area. And yeah, it dispersed a lot of my stuff. I mean, the structure here, everything was fine. The bench I'm sitting on, that's all fine. My fire pit was okay. The fire reflector we just built last week, that was okay. So I figure today we'll make some Bushcraft coffee. I don't know what you'd call it. I don't know. It's coffee. It's coffee from coffee beans. But you know those Swedish Sami coffee bags? Okay. Now you got them. They're made out of leather or whatever, but you can't really use them to make coffee because even veg tanned leather still has a lot of chemicals in it, whether it's the dye that they use, the oils that they use, and stuff like that. Even in the finishing, 95% of the time, it's not going to be something you want to use to make coffee. So I made this. I made this Monday. Took a piece of brain tanned leather. This is brain tanned from a deer's brain. It's a deer's hide from the deer's body. It's not a very big pouch. It's like a little coin purse. Ball sack, whatever. But, so it's deer tan. I put a little hem up here. I just hand stitched it, whip stitched all this. Because you sew it inside out. So I whip stitched the whole thing while it was inside out and then turned it right side out. This here was just a regular crappy stitch. Punched holes in it. Hemp for a closure. And it seals up nice and, pretty tight, right? Not bad. There's another piece of leather inside here that's stitched in. See that? It's stitched in so that way when you're banging the coffee beans, you're not banging between the two outer pieces of leather. This here makes it last a lot longer. So yeah, I wanted to have a coffee bag, but all the coffee bags that they sell, they're basically like ditty bags, possible pouches, stuff like that. So I wanted an actual coffee pouch that I could use to make coffee from green beans. From green beans while I'm at the campfire. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make some coffee. Alright, first things first, I need some water. Get the water boiling first. This pot here, I'm going to fill it up to right around the 500 milliliter mark. A little less. It's probably 3/4 of the way full. Some of it will probably boil off anyways. But you don't want to fill it to the brim, obviously, because you're going to put coffee in there. It's going to have to come to a rolling boil. And if you fill it up all the way, you're going to lose all kinds of stuff into your fire, and we don't want that. Alright, next we got our green coffee beans. We're going to have to roast them. Some leftover coffee in the pouch. That is no big deal. Not going to hurt anybody. And that should be enough for a cup. I'll use a bean. Thought I actually grabbed a little bit more than this, but that'll make a decent cup of coffee right there. Alright, now you just put your coffee beans over the fire, and you want to keep them in pretty much constant motion. Then they'll start to brown up. And they're starting to brown up a little bit. I shut the camera off for maybe 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes. I threw my gloves on too. What's helpful is if you have a pan, it's got an attachment for a stick. So you can jam a stick in there. And you see, like these, this is like a little paper, almost like what peanut shells have. What I do with those is just go boom. Just give them a little puff and they go. Because those will actually burn, and the coffee's gonna probably end up with a burnt flavor. I think, I don't know. You can hear them starting to pop now too. They'll start to snap a little bit. You hear that? A couple of beans got a little dark a little quick, it looks like. You want to wait until they're all a nice dark brown. You can watch them. I mean, just since I turned the camera back on, they go quick once they start browning, roasting. So you got to kind of keep an eye on them. But they're popping away now. Now throw them right over the flame for a minute. Well, you know, a few seconds. Then bring them back out so they don't scorch. I mean, this isn't a professional, you know, coffee roaster, obviously. So you're going to have a couple of scorched beans. But I mean, all in all, you should have a pretty good cup of coffee when you're done here. I would say we're done there. I lost the bean. Alright, now these will keep roasting inside the shell if you don't either cool them down or break them up real quick. So, let's see if we can pour these into the bag. Put it up kind of wide. The last couple. I had a couple hit the floor, ground. But I think we did alright. So now we got, see inside there. See him in there? We got some coffee beans. Ooh, doggy. We'll have some coffee. Alright, draw it up tight. Alright, at this point you just gotta crush up the beans. Now you can use the butt of your knife. Take a rounded off stick. Use it like a rolling pin. kind of take the beans, push them around in there a little bit, fluff them back around, and do it again. Alright, now our water's near boiling. So let's put our coffee grounds in there. After about 5 minutes of sitting there and just kind of steeping or brewing over the fire, I'm going to lower it down to that last notch so it gets a good rapid boil. Dropping it down that extra, what is that, 3 inches maybe? That's going to get it right on them coals, and that'll boil up real nice real quick. So, I'll get back to you when it's boiling. Now we got a nice rolling boil. Okay, we're going to take this off. Sit right there for a few minutes. It looks like we still got a little bit floating at the top. See a little bit right here. Not much. That's pretty darn good. Now, the coffee's set for a few minutes. Now we do the coffee drop. Basically, like starting a chainsaw backwards. Drop it. Don't slosh it around. Drop it. Back up. Drop it. Go up. Drop it. Go up. Drop it. Sloshed it a little bit. Alright. Let's see. After the coffee drop, there's what? One good sized ground and like 2 little ones still floating in there. They may have sloshed in from the side or something. I didn't clean the side off. But still, that ain't bad. I bet you we can drink that. Don't have to slosh it around too much. Yeah, it is that big ground. See how the oil's in it though? What's up? That's flavor. Got a little too close to the bottom of the pot. If you get to the bottom of this, obviously there's going to be grounds in there. I poured a little too long, and so a few extra grounds ended up in there. They weren't even really grounds; they're big chunks that didn't get broken up very well in the bag. But all in all, it's not a bad cup of coffee. You can see one ground right here still floating. That's about it. That's all I see. So I'll let that sit for a minute, cool off. Tell you what, not a bad little cup of coffee right here. Well, that's coffee from a green bean to your cup. Probably took like 20 minutes, 25 minutes maybe. And that's just brewing. If you count starting the fire and stuff, figure 40 minutes because you got to build the fire, let the fire burn, get a decent bed of coals. So A lot of times when you're camping, you have a lot of downtime anyways, you know, where you don't have a whole lot going on. You know, I would definitely keep regular coffee, probably not instant, but I would still keep regular ground coffee, or maybe roast these at my house, then grind them up beforehand. But bring some green beans with you. If you don't have a brain tanned coffee bag, I don't know what to tell you. Get a piece of brain tan leather. I don't know how much it costs. That's the same leather that my knife sheath is actually made out of too. I'm trying to drink this kind of quick because I want to show you guys what we have for grounds in the bottom. So right here, this is where we're at right now. Let's tip the camera, not the coffee. That's where we're at right now. You can see there's some grounds in the bottom. You see all the oils and stuff? I mean, you got a good cup of coffee, bud. Alright. And that is what's left. Is what? One part of a bean, another part of a bean, and another part of a bean. And these will float. That's why they're such a pain in the butt. Other than that, man, there's no grounds in there. Very good. A couple drops. No grounds. Coffee drop. So folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Made some coffee from scratch, bushcraft style, over the campfire. With an actual brain tan coffee bag. Cooked it over the fire, ground it up back in the bag. You can't get a fresher cup of coffee than that. If you know how to get a fresher cup, tell me. So, if you like coffee, if you're a coffee drinker, most of us are, definitely give it a try. I got the beans off eBay. They were probably the cheapest beans you can get, like $6 a pound, $5 a pound, something like that. A Mexican coffee bean, and it isn't bad. Not super sweet, not really acidic. Like when you think of black coffee, it's just got a bitterness to it usually. You know, there's no bitterness. You know, there's no need to add creamer or any of the other stuff, you know, that you want to pack with you. So it's a way to lighten your load too. You know, if you're backpacking a long distance, you could actually take all your beans, and rather than sit there and cook them over the fire, you could cook a bunch of them all at once and then keep them. But if you're going to cook the beans and not use them, like go from the fire to grind them to brew coffee, you have to cool the beans, because the beans, they'll keep roasting inside their own shell. You know, I don't know if it's really a shell, but they'll keep roasting unless you cool them off. So you want to cool them off relatively quickly. The best way to do that, take your pan and set it on water so that it cools that pan off, and then you just keep shaking them like you were when you were cooking them, but now you're shaking them to cool them. You know, keep them moving around, like, you know, just keep the air moving around them so that they cool off a lot quicker. Because if you just leave them sitting in that hot pan, they're going to burn, and you're going to be disappointed. But that one there was a couple of scorched beans. I didn't really notice it that bad. So yeah, give it a try. Like I said, I got the beans off eBay. The brain tanned leather, I don't know where you're going to get that. If you know somebody who makes it, cool. I might have some on my website, but I won't have it for a couple of months. And it's October. And I probably won't have it. I might not have it till like spring. Because my father-in-law, he brain tans the leather. He told me to give it a try and do it myself. It's time consuming. It's not all that difficult. It's just time consuming. And I do work, and I have a family. So, and I try to record videos and get at least a video or two out a week. So my time between work, this, family time, you know, all that, I'm already stretched pretty thin. You know, brain tanning takes time, and you have to pay attention to each step, and each step takes a certain amount of time. But he does it, so if he does it, if he brain tans a couple more hides, maybe I'll buy a hide off of him. You need, if you're gonna go, if you could find some and buy it, I would say maybe a foot. That's all you're really gonna need is a foot of leather. If you're really interested in making one, I've got some leather left over. I can do a tutorial on how I made it. It took me, with my novice sewing skills, like my gloves here that we sell, my wife sews these. She's the master seamstress, glove maker. Okay, she is outstanding. These gloves are great. They're perfect. Me, no. I can like fix a button, a hole in my pants, a hole in my gear. I can put a patch on something. Like I can do the bare minimum. I can't do this. My wife does a magnificent job. But yeah. So it took me maybe an hour to make. Yeah, it took me about an hour to make that coffee bag, and I made it myself. I showed my wife, and she's like, "Oh wow, he actually sewed something." And I'm like, "Yeah." Does it really look like crap? She's like, "Well, it looks rustic." Thanks, hon. Excuse me. So yeah. So if anyone's interested, long story short, if anyone's interested, I can always make one and do a tutorial at my house. I made it at my kitchen table in like an hour. So if you do want to try this, or if you actually haven't tried it before, leave a comment. Or what's your favorite way to have coffee? You know? Other than this, my favorite way is probably in a French press with fresh ground coffee. Or we got a coffee shop convenience store that's local to the Adirondacks. It's called Stewart's Shops. They make pretty good coffee, but I always take that coffee and I always add a lot of creamer and stuff to it, like pumpkin spice. Don't kill me, I'm one of those pumpkin spice people. That, or when I'm at the house, Oreo. Dude, it makes your coffee taste like hot chocolate goodness. It's yummy. It's tasty. It's Oreo coffee. So as always, thanks for joining me. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Definitely comment. Subscribe. There'll be there's a little subscribe note thing on one side here or there. But yeah, subscriptions are awesome. Shoot, I think I'm over 200 subscribers now. Yeah, it might be over 250. So if you guys like what I'm doing, definitely throw a subscription. If not, don't subscribe. Just watch the videos. It's fun. And most importantly, get out there and do it yourself. Go out. You know, it's beautiful out. If you're unable to get outside, you know, watch videos of guys like me. There's tons of them on YouTube, and the guys who are putting forth the effort to put videos out and to put stuff out for folks to watch, give them a look. You know, it might not totally suck. I know my first few videos really sucked, and a lot of the ones in between, I go back and I watch them quick, just see what I think and how I can improve. And some of them really suck. Some are pretty good. Not gonna lie. So definitely go back and check out some of my old videos. Check out other people's videos. And most importantly, if you can get outside, get outside. It's beautiful out here, and you won't be disappointed. Well, you shouldn't be. I've been doing my and if you are gonna go outside, get yourself some skills. You know, I got a series of it's called the Bushcraft series. It's from Bushcraft USA. It's go to Bushcraft USA. Go to Bushcraft USA and check out the Bushcraft. You know, if you're interested in stuff like this, there's all kinds. This isn't on there, like brewing a cup of coffee, but there's a lot of stuff that is. Watch my videos on the Bushcraft series. I try to put one of those out at least once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. So yeah, anyways, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, get outside, have fun. Enjoy the weather while we can.